Making movies with children around is very difficult. Yeah, this isn't gonna work. I'm sharing the room with our bass player. When you're on tour, there's something called an EO. These kind of issues are the EO's issue. That's their problem. You just have to roll with it and just be patient. If they don't work it out, then the act works out whether or not they're gonna do the show. So I'm waiting here until I get a phone call telling me to switch rooms so that I don't have to sleep with our lovely bass player, who is a hell of a guy, I might add, but probably not so great in the sack. This looks more like it. All right, I'm in my own digs now, which is a major plus. I don't mind sharing a room with another bandmate, but I just don't want to sleep with any of them. I only sleep with one person. She's not here, unfortunately. Well, we are here very late. We were actually supposed to leave this morning at 10 o'clock. We didn't leave until 1. And it's usually a 2-hour drive to get here, but traffic was pretty atrocious, so it's 6:40 now, and our show is, I believe, at 8:30 or 9. So there's not a lot of time to chill out. And I've come down with this weird snotty nose cold thing. I don't know. I think it's because of the climate change. It's very, very cool here. We're up in the mountains as opposed to at sea level in Jakarta, so I think I'm gonna run out and see if I can find some sort of Advil, cold and sinus or something, so I don't, I'm not a sniffling mess on stage in 2.5 hours from now. Makasih ya.
Ya, habis nih.
Dude, I have no idea. I just literally found out like 7-8 minutes ago. No, I was on my way back to the hotel and I get a text. I mean, I'll figure out a way to turn this into a positive, you know? I mean, I'll figure it out, but it's just frustrating that it's not happening. So I was on my way back to the hotel from getting some cold medicine at the Circle K. And I got a text from Sandy that the gig has been canceled. It's just this has been the weirdest trip. Apparently the promoter could not meet their obligations to the acts, and so the acts canceled. And so there's no content for this show. So I'm gonna spend a free night, I guess, in Bandung, and there's probably a lot of music happening around this town other than what we were going to do. So there's no reason to not go get involved in some of it. sometimes you just have to roll with the punches. There's no way around the situation. It's out of your control. It doesn't have anything to do with you. Oftentimes, you know, in this situation, none of the acts were going to be paid the remainder of their fee. The company or the promoter or whoever it was just, I guess, couldn't afford it, or maybe they got themselves into some trouble and they couldn't dig themselves out of. But in this case, all of the artists collectively pulled together and said, we're not doing it. And so consequently, here I am getting on a plane and going back home in a situation where I thought I would have had a successful gig, and you know, we had a good time, but obviously we would have had a better time had we come here to do what we wanted to do, right? Then other times, you know, I've seen artists walk on gigs for just really petty things. The hotel wasn't good enough, the car wasn't good enough, the drivers didn't pick them up on time, nobody could do their laundry. I mean, just stupid, ridiculous things. I'm okay with being let down myself. I've been let down many times in my life, in my career. I've just learned to kind of roll with it. I'm not a doormat, but I also recognize that, you know, I got to pick my battles. I have a limited amount of energy to fight, and when it's worth the fight, I'll fight. When it's not worth the fight, sometimes it's easier to just let people have what they want and let karma deal with them down the road. On the other hand, when I know that it's going to let down a larger group of people, like for instance, I would never let my fans down on account of someone else's mistakes. There's probably a lot of things that we could have done that would have won us many, many more fans than we already have. As soon as we found out that the show was canceled, if we would have tweeted, hey, we're going to be at thus and such a park tomorrow at noon, everybody show up, we'll have a free concert, that would have blown up. It would have been huge for everybody involved. I understand the circumstances, I understand the situation, but I really feel like we could have done a better job. And if it was me, if it was my act, if it was my show personally, if it was a Dean Ogden show, I would not be sitting here right now. I'd be still in Bandung interacting with fans and playing to a crowd.
But I always wonder, like, what's the reason that this kind of stuff happens? Like, why, you know, not to place blame. It's not Sandy's fault this happened. It's not my fault. It's not management's fault. It's none of our faults. Sandy and I will work together again. I'm not worried about that. He's one of my best buddies. But what was the reason for this? There's got to be a good thing that will come out of this that I'm just not seeing. Whether it was playing with that band at that bar or just getting a good night's sleep and, you know, the universe forcing me to have a night off, I don't know. But there is a reason. There's always a reason.
This is my new friend, Budiasa from Bali.
I love speaking with you very much.
We're gonna hang out.
Okay.
See, everything ends on a happy note.